Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What if I told you that before Allah changes your life, He always sends a sign? Not a loud one, not something written across the sky, but a quiet signal, so precise, so personal, that many people miss it entirely. And here is the frightening part. Some people recognize this sign and ignore it. Others misunderstand it and delay. Only a few respond correctly. And those few, their lives never remain the same again. Pause for a moment. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever felt unsettled, even when nothing seemed wrong? Have you ever felt your heart becoming restless, despite success, comfort, or routine? Have you ever felt like Allah was pulling you towards something, but you couldn't explain what? That feeling is not random, and it is not psychological noise. It is often the final moment before transformation. Today, we will uncover the sign Allah sends before life changes, why it feels uncomfortable, why it feels urgent, and why ignoring it may cost you more than you realize. Before Allah grants elevation, He creates disruption. This is a principle found throughout the Quran. Comfort is not where change is born. Ease is not where growth begins. Stillness is not where destiny shifts. Allah shakes before He settles. And the sign often comes disguised as loss of inner peace, not depression, not despair, but a strange dissatisfaction with what once felt enough. You may still pray, you may still function, but something feels off. Your heart no longer enjoys distractions the way it used to. Conversations feel hollow, achievements feel temporary, noise feels heavier than silence. Let me interrupt you for a second. If you're thinking, is this video talking directly to me? Yes, that's exactly how this works. This disturbance is not punishment, it is preparation. Allah removes sweetness from what is not meant to remain, so that you stop clinging to it. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that hearts are between the fingers of Allah. When Allah wants change for a servant, He turns the heart first, before He changes circumstances. Here is the danger. Most people respond to this sign by seeking distraction, not direction. They scroll more, they work harder, they entertain themselves into numbness. But the sign intensifies. And that brings us to the next stage, the moment where urgency enters. At some point, the sign becomes impossible to ignore. This is when Allah begins closing doors, opportunities stall, relationships shift, plans delay without explanation, and you ask yourself, why isn't this working anymore? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes Allah blocks the path you want because it would delay the destination you need. This is where fear enters. Not fear of loss, but fear of standing still while Allah is calling you forward. Let me ask you something. Be honest. What has Allah been asking you to leave that you keep negotiating with Him about? What habit? What attachment? What version of yourself? The sign before life changes is often clarity without comfort. You suddenly know what needs to change, but you don't feel ready. And that hesitation is the test, because Allah does not reveal direction without expecting movement. If you delay too long, the sign does not disappear, it transfers. Allah gives it to someone else. Opportunities are not destroyed, they are reassigned. When the sign arrives, Allah is not asking for perfection, He is asking for sincerity, not confidence, but obedience. The correct response is not dramatic change overnight, it is decisive alignment. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? You return to prayer, not as habit but as refuge. You seek knowledge, not to impress but to obey. You make choices, not based on comfort, but on akhirah. And something extraordinary happens. Peace returns. Not because life becomes easy, but because your heart is finally facing the right direction. This is the moment Allah opens what was closed, softens what was hard, and replaces what was removed, and no one else can explain your calm. If you are experiencing restlessness, discomfort, or an inner pull you cannot name, understand this clearly. This may not be a breakdown. This may be the final sign before Allah elevates you. Do not ignore it, do not delay it, do not distract yourself from it. Respond, and Allah will do the rest.